I'm Josh Root, head winemaker at Buddha Cat Winery, and you're watching Buddha Cat TV. Today we're continuing with a 5-part series on proper tasting techniques with S number 3, smelling, or sniffing. It may not sound real exciting, but as we talked about in our previous video on swirling, 70 to 80% of what you taste is actually what you smell. So you may be asking, how do you properly smell wine? Well, you can smell wine however you want to. But if you want to get the most out of that wine, don't be afraid to stick your nose down into that glass. It may look a little bit funny, but if you're at a tasting room, you're going to fit right in with everybody else. So again, you're saying to me, so I've swirled my wine, I've stuck my nose into that glass and I've sniffed my wine, and I'm still not picking up these hints of licorice and tobacco with a skosh of plum at the end. Well, there's a number of reasons why that could be. One, you could be smelling these things and just not knowing it. Two, people's olfactories are different. Some are more sensitive than others. So you may not just be able to smell those smells very well. Or three, you may be smelling a wine and those are not supposed to be in there in the first place. Luckily, most of these are easily fixed. Number one, you're smelling those, but you don't know you're smelling them. The best ways to get aromas into your memory bank is to just completely overwhelm your senses with any one particular smell. So, for instance, you're wondering, what does cloves smell like in a wine? Well, take a wine glass, fill it full of cloves and cover it. Let those aromas build up, take the cover off and stick your nose in there and take a big whiff. You have now just been completely overwhelmed with clove, and anytime you smell that in a wine, you're not going to forget it. So, what does a sweaty horse smell like? For that, you're probably going to have to go to a stable, and I would ask permission first, but I think you kind of get the idea of where I'm going with it. What you should do is smell everything you possibly can. You'll start picking up on aromas that you never knew existed, and then when you smell them in wines, you'll also be able to match that up with what you smelled previously. Item number 2, your olfactory senses just don't pick up what other people's do. It's a fact of life. Some people can smell a lot more than others. And if you're not picking up on certain aromas, don't worry about it. Just know that if other people are talking about hints of tobacco, if you don't pick that up in small quantities, you never will. There's certain things I don't smell in a wine, I never will. I just deal with it. And then I just also don't bring them up when I'm tasting them. Number 3, those aromas aren't supposed to be there in the first place. Certain aromas do go with certain grapes. So looking up other people's reviews and getting an idea of what's supposed to be in that wine will give you kind of a starting point of what you should be smelling. From there, go with what you smell. But if you're smelling licorice in a Riesling, that's not a good thing. That basically sums up smelling wine. If you want more information, feel free to check out our previous video on swirling. It covers aromatics and how they're released out of a wine. I'm Josh Root, head winemaker at Buddha Cat Winery, and you're watching Buddha Cat TV. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter so you don't miss a thing.